Hi, Nick Collier here, and this is my shop. Come join me. We'll have some fun. All right, well, here we go. We need to get this up into here at a perpendicular angle, and look at that. It's not going to fit in the vise. So we're going to have to take an alternate route here, which is not too bad. We're going to get a block of steel, and I'm going to have to see what I've got. All right, knowing that I needed something that had a little beef to it and length, we would come up with this steel block right here. Let's clamp it down in the vise. And then we'll bring this up against the steel block and clamp it. I think that's the only reasonable approach. Couple of old rusty clamps. They should do the trick. Let's bring them out here. Yeah, that should do it. All right, that's a good start. Of course, we want to get it squared up. Yeah, well, that could be a whole nother ball game. But let me swing you around here so we can see the other side. All right, so now it's just a matter of getting this line connected so that it's parallel with the cutter. Should do the trick. Now what I want to do is I want to drill it and cut it at the same time. So we're at the perfect, because then we're exactly parallel with the cutter. So we're at the perfect angle to do that. We need to adjust this just a little bit. A little bit more. That looks pretty good. Well, it's a little bit high. We're going to have to take the other clamp down just a smidge. So we'll just bring it out and drop it down a little bit. Yeah, there we go. That gives us 2 grips. Nice. Now, what did we want to do? Oh, yeah, we want to find out if we're still square. And I'm just eyeballing this because it doesn't really matter. Okay, that looks pretty dang good. Tighten everybody up really good. Okay, we're nice and snug. I think we got ourselves a beginning. I'm going to go over and get the bolt, and I'll be back. We're going to come down and just line ourselves up. Just eyeball it. somewhere right in there. Now what I need to do is to measure from here to here, because when I flip this I'm going to need to know where that other one is. And I'm thinking we can just probably, again, it's a pinch bolt. There's no super accuracy here. I'm thinking we could just measure it just like that. That's going to get us centered. Yep. So we're looking at 2,670. Let's write that down. Two, 670. Okay. Now, take our pointer back out. Put our larger collet in. I don't know, it seems like it's way bigger. Well, it's just about right. Look at that. Okay. A visual trick. Okay. And tighten it up. And we can put it all together. Crank it up. A little oil. And this is going to be very slow and very careful. All right, well, I see it that it's walking that direction maybe. So maybe we don't have enough grip on this thing. Let's bring our square in and see. Yep, it moved. Okay, so let's bring it back. Yeah, look at that. And I was hardly putting any pressure on that. Okay. A little bit more. I think that's it. Now, we have to find some way to maybe space it right here so this can grip. That might work if we have a spacer. Pretty close. Okay. Oh, Man, that was like right there. In fact, let's just kind of. Like 2,000. There we go. All right, let's see what that looks like as far as perpendicular is concerned. And it's slightly out, but I mean slightly, maybe a half a degree. And we're in a place where we can be okay with that. But what I do want to do, let's see. I don't know, it might be fine. We'll come over just a little bit. Well, actually, that was pretty much it. 2,000s. We'll click that at 2. Let's see what that's going to do. Okay, it's holding very nicely. Yeah, I cut that seat just really sweet. All right, so we've got the beginning set up. I'm going to take it down and bring it out. We're setting it 0, so it's no problem. Yep. And then bring it out and knock off that tip. Come back to 0 and then drill it. And that way we'll have a relief so we can go down with this bit, because this isn't a bottoming bit. Okay, we'll stop right there and we'll bring it. Nice. All right, so we take this out. There we go. Take our collet out. And put a drill bit in, or a drill chuck. get ourselves a random drill bit because it really doesn't matter. And bring it down and bring it back to 0. Wow, it just dropped right onto 0. And we got ourselves a beginning. Oh, let's see, maybe we'll, just to make sure this thing doesn't walk, let's put a stubby in there. Come on. Oh, we need to go faster than that. Come down, land right in the center. Well, we definitely want to go to the bigger size, but the problem is that we're sitting out on the edge here, and there's a fear that the drill bit will walk as it starts to clear that that angle. So let's just take the chuck back out and put the bit back in, the mill bit back in, and get ourselves squared up and take our hole down as far as it needs to go, which at this point we could probably start to measure. Well, we just keep going down until the head disappears. So and we're gonna go slower. All right, I'm concerned because now this thing is down to within about, well, I don't know, 3/8 of an inch of our cut line, and I don't like that. So we're going to stop there. this much of the bolt is going to stick out. And I think, you know, on the other triple clamp that wasn't the case, but this one I just feel like this is the better thing. So we're going to just go with that. Now, what we want to do is come back in and drill our hole all the way through. All right, let's drill our minor diameter, which is 5/16 because it was a 3/8 bolt. And we'll just run that down until we get to some kind of bottom out. So from the bottom to the bottom of our hole, we're looking at about 1.5 inches. And I'm going to set my indicator right now 0. So we're now at a little over 1 inch. Just passing 1.25 inches. Okay, we're coming up on 1.5 inches. There's 1.5 inches. So now the big question is 1.5 inches going to do it? That's 1.5 inches. That's pretty deep. Yeah, I like it. So now we're going to go out to 3/8 and do our counterbore before we thread. So I think what we're going to do is go ahead and bring this out to here so we can get an exact line as to where our drill bit's going to end up. Oh, damn it. No, we're good. And so we'll take ourselves to a 0. That'll be good. Take it back in. And there's our line. Okay, so now we can slow it down a little bit. Three. We're coming down to 2. run. And that should do it. That gives us our bolt hole. Let's take the bit out and give it a try. Well, for some reason, oh, yeah, that's right. That's going to go down to there, and then beyond that will be the threading. So I think what we want to do is we're going to come in, well, maybe we're not going to be able to come in from the very back. Yeah, I think so. Let's give that a try. And that's just a little too fast for me. I want to slow this thing down, so I'm going to change the belts and slow them down that way. All right, let's try that. Much better. And we can go just a little faster than that. And we're sitting right on that edge. Okay, so I'm right down to the last little corner right there, and I'm not sure which way this thing's going to spring. Is it going to spring open or is it going to clamp close? And I don't want it clamping close on my blade, because then it'll screw everything up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back up. Yep. And I'm going to come in from the other side, and at the same time I'm going to slide a little wedge right in here. That'll give me the ability to keep that thing open. So hang on a second, I'm going to reposition you. How's that? Better? And we're going to swing it in all the way to the other side and take it out almost all the way to the edge of the blade. Somewhere in there. Bring this back in. Yep, that should work just fine. Okay, and is that going to give us enough? Maybe just a little bit more. Then we take a little wedge here. This will work, except it's an awfully big wedge. I'm thinking something a little smaller. Well, let me go hunt something. All right, so we put a little mini screwdriver in there and just tapped it in a little bit just to get it to kind of stay in place. Now we're going to just swing it on in and finish cutting that. All right, well, it isn't quite going to reach, so we've got to kind of take another tact here. And I'm not sure which one to take, because if we come straight across, this thing could clamp down on the blade, and we may end up having to do that. I'm thinking that might be the only way to get this thing to work. Well, Nick Collier here again, and I don't know what happened, but motorcycle guy here has made the original arrangement with me that he drop in every week or two and lay some money on me, and I would just keep moving forward. And I haven't seen this guy in 3 weeks or almost a month, and so, you know, I got other projects, and them who pays, it gets my attention. So I've got to just pretty much set this project aside for right now, because I don't know what happened to the guy, and we'll just keep moving forward with something else. We've got more projects, don't worry about that. There's a ton coming in that door lately, and we'll come back to you at some point and continue to work on this project. For now, this is Nick Collier checking out.